So who are the key stakeholders here, right? I mean, where's this most important, and what's the board seat, if you will, or the executive suite that needs to be thinking about this most? Is this just an HR problem, or does this reach others?
No, it's not just an IT or HR problem, and that's it's been quite interesting to see the shift in decision making from what used to be a CIO-driven technology acquisition process in the past to what has become a joint decision by IT, HR, and facilities, right?
Yeah.
Each of those stakeholders are playing a critical role in how hybrid working is going to reshape our workspaces and our work styles. So let's look at each of these. From an IT point of view, what is really promising is the growing role of technology in ensuring those better high-quality connections. And that brings in a big aspect of inclusivity. And during the pandemic months, we saw many employees reported that they got this unprecedented chance. For the first time, they were able to get more video time with their key stakeholders, time with their CEOs, time with upper management. And in the past, they were not able to share those ideas with the broader organization. And video meetings really gave them that new voice. Everyone becomes a contributor. Everyone can drive innovation. So really, the IT imperative is to ensure those high-quality experiences by investing in better, smarter devices, cloud meetings, AI and analytics engine, and also robust management and admin tools. And then lastly, professional and managed services, right? Because the needs of each organization are so distinct. So to ensure that everything runs seamlessly without putting a burden on IT resources, all of these things have to come together. So IT has to ensure better audio, better video, and better content collaboration so that remote participants, as well as the in-person attendees, are all on the same ground. I mean, just to give you a quick example, this is something that I've said multiple times. Remote users in the past always received that bowling alley view of the meeting room table, and you couldn't feel engaged. You cannot see the people sitting at the far end of the table, and you miss out on those up-close video personal interactions. And now that you're so used to this, so used to the online compelling video experience, that users do not want to go back, and they want better video, they want better audio. How is HR getting involved? Employee experience, very much top of mind, right? And it fits into the broader diversity and inclusivity initiatives. So we are even seeing HR implement monthly allowances for remote workers so they can invest in better video devices, high bandwidth connections, and HR has to make sure that they can drive those peer-to-peer collaboration culture. They keep the employees motivated and engaged, and they are relying on better and smarter meetings to make those meaningful connections. And, everything that we see from HR, frequent check-ins on employee well-being, creating support groups on messaging apps, assigning mentors to employees on an ongoing basis, and even encouraging social interactions with peers, right? So that's a lot of HR initiatives that are going on to make sure that technology can help HR tackle this huge problem. And you mentioned worker burnout. I mean, this is really, really a big issue. And HR is encouraging those honest discussions, discussions about personal workloads, preferred working style. And better, smarter meetings are absolutely a must to reduce meeting fatigue. And meeting fatigue is a big challenge. I mean, I cannot do back-to-back video calls all day long. I have to take that sanity break. I have to go for my 10-minute walk in between. And the better, smarter, more robust the meeting experiences, that's directly proportionate to lower fatigue and lower burnout.
I could not agree with that last point anymore. And don't get me wrong, that's not to take away from what you were saying previous, but it is going to be vital that the role that technology plays in meetings as we go forward to make sure that it energizes the individual end users, that it makes them want to be a part of it. But at the same time, the human behavior element needs to take the fact that they need to take a step back and they need to engage in different ways. I mean, we as humans are naturally communicative individuals, right? We want to interact with other people. And video, as great as it is, doesn't replace the face-to-face environment. And so we need to make sure that, like you go take a 10-minute walk, or I've actually found myself doing that quite a bit lately, is I'll walk and I'll go just step outside and just get some fresh air for a minute, just to step away. But to come back to the technology side of things, I think we're starting to see some really cool things come out that will help there, right? And whether it's AI that's built into the meeting, and that could be around what it's doing around the video layout, or how it's framing video automatically, or how it's really removing things from the end user. We've always had the ability to drive up face-to-face through things like camera zoom, but the reality is users don't want to touch a button. It's too complicated. It's too hard. They don't want to think about how are they being framed. The technology should take care of that for them. Joining a meeting should continue to be easier and easier. We've all gotten used to this. We've gone home. We've all gotten used to this idea of a one-button click. I can click a link. It automatically opens the client. I join into the meeting wherever that happens to be loaded. I don't have to think about, does my Gazinta work with that Gazauta, and does it just work? We need to continue to do that going forward. And so I'm totally with you there that we need to keep those key tenets in mind. Meetings need to be people to people. They need to focus on the people, not on the technology. They need to be simple to use. And they need to allow the individual end users to get into the meeting, to talk about what they need to talk about, and then get back onto their day so they don't feel overloaded and they don't feel stressed out about being in back-to-backs.